Now, much of the South's wildlife was really set back by the long, wet winter we've just been through. For this week's Finn's Country, Roger has been hearing about the fate of barn owls. After years of dramatic decline, their numbers had been recovering, but the winter wasn't kind to them.
I reckon that's one of the best views in southern England, the Arun Valley. And for many years now, a group of people have been working on a dream to turn that entire area into a huge wildlife haven. And we're going to meet one of them. Right beside the busy railway line from Arundel to Horsham lies Waltham Brooks. It's a nature reserve, one of many in the Arun Valley, and it's managed by the Sussex Wildlife Trust. I'm being given a tour by Mike Russell. He trained in law, but he gave all that up 30 years ago so that he could work with wildlife. Is this hawthorn?
Yes, it's hawthorn. People know it as May blossom, but it's actually hawthorn. And this spring it has been tremendous.
Gorgeous, yeah. Mike's setting traps for voles. He simply wants to see how many there are and how they're faring.
This area was very flooded last year during the winter, or during this winter, and of course the voles would have to move away, and so the barn owls, over the last 2 years, the numbers have dropped considerably.
Because they used to be quite common, didn't they?
Yes, they were common. In the first half of the 20th century, they were a pretty common sight, right across England, really. But since the second half of the 20th century, when agriculture started to intensify and used to bring in chemicals, plus losing or taking out a lot of hedgerows
and barns, they lost some of their barns.
So they were losing habitat, and they were losing breeding sites as well, and that really affected the numbers.
The good news is that the ravages of the winter don't seem to have had a lasting effect on many other creatures here.
We've lost so much of our wetland, and Waltham Brooks is a great place for many species of birds here, particularly in winter when it floods. But all sorts of wildlife you get here. There's lots of bushes around, lots of scrub. This is a sedge warbler, recently arrived from Africa, and this is his courtship song and his territorial song. That's a male. There's other sedge warblers around, so he's really just taking his territory.
Mike, I know this is the Sussex Wildlife Trust part of the Arun, but there's a much bigger story, isn't there?
Yes, it is. The Arun is a wonderful area for wildlife. But in the past it's been sort of in little small sections. So we're working with our partners at the RSPB and our Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust in part of a living landscape project. It's really to connect up these patches of land so that wildlife has an ability to sort of colonise from one to the other, and it creates a sort of more of a self-functioning ecosystem. So in a sense the wildlife then is able to look after itself rather than being heavily managed by organisations like us.
South Today viewer Mick Jenner captured this rare footage. The hope is that as the Living Landscapes project progresses, this could become a common sight again.
You get wonderful light on this reserve, and it's just one of the great places to see them just sort of quartering over the reed beds, over the grass, occasionally swooping down and coming up with a vole. Just magic.
They're beautiful, aren't they? They really are. Now,